We are back with another year of this astrology observation of myself. If y'all watched any of those of last year's, please comment below. Just anything, be like, watched it. This year, I'm going to make it much more condensed, much more digestible to watch. We're gonna get right into it. We are beginning with Capricorn season. That's what we started the Gregorian New Year with. These are the things I'm embodying for the Capricorn season as strengths and highlights of the Capricorn energy itself. Capricorn is in my 4th house. That is in our nadir, our spiritual home. Significant illuminations during this time was a Cancer cold full moon. This showed a quick highlight of releasing energy towards my 10th house, which Cancer is in. I got to embody Capricorn's energy while intentionally using Cancer's energy for my releasing, career, ambition, vocational purpose. Back to Capricorn energy. The inner voice is practical, ambitious, disciplined, persevering. During the season, I got to master my spiritual home. Huge highlight during the season was regulating my internal system better. Actually, I'm not gonna say better, easier. Some of my expressions of the inner world were we're creating the 2024 bingo board. Quickly to comment, when I mentioned I did a bingo board last year, I didn't check off a single thing. Nada, nothing. That's okay. I didn't really even put any of the same things onto this year. I'm just a new person, new season. I also got into an idea of scrapbooking. I wanted to physically see my bingo board often. I wanted it printed out, and I was like, wait, something I used to do when I was younger was scrapbook. I have this cute idea where the free magazines I would see at these cafes or anywhere I went around the city, I would just pick them up and cut them up, and whatever I wanted to put together, like just scrapbook random pieces of art kind of thing. Almost like little souvenirs of my interests at the time. I feel more reconnected and have a higher heightened sense with my past lives in ancient Egypt and Lemuria. I replaced Twitter. Twitter really took up so much of my time. I'm not going to get into specific details on what I was specifically doing other than I was networking. Part of this cute community system, it takes a lot of time though. The time being put into that was for marketing towards OnlyFans, ultimately marketing for my other social media sites. It was something I felt like I can actively do to expand myself. I left that. I replaced that. That habit was really ingrained. I really associated hard with how I earn money. To release that was big for me. No, I don't need it. I know it's not serving me, but I just feel like it just feels like leaving a job. It felt like leaving a job. Replaced it with collective tarot readings that I've been loving doing on TikTok. It really brings me joy. I love doing one a day so far. My intention, of course, is to bring people clarity with my words. For myself, it's to find my community. I've also replaced it with reading my novel and learning something new. Whatever I was actually curious about at the time. When I wrote that, it was Spanish. A lot of my learning was Spanish. I had a huge epiphany during this time about changing career focus, 180ing it, aligning it to my current set of values. Desire helping the collective elevate. I feel I am no longer suffering. I truly mean that. I wanted to help people along the way during my healing, but how could I have done that? Pouring while trying to fill my own cup at the same time, you know? But now I feel my cups are overflowing naturally from my own days and doings, and now I just feel I have so much to give. I'm focusing heavily on doing things that I truly want to do in the moment rather than forcing myself to do them out of results. I'm knowing that I'm more than a seeker of money. It comes to me through what I enjoy. A huge thing during this moment, which, you know, concludes with Twitter. Leaving Twitter was leaving OnlyFans. This was big for me only because I thought I had to leave OnlyFans for something else. Like I was given something else to do kind of thing. That something would just come my way to do and that would just make me switch course. But no, I am leaving before knowing what I even want to do. I have, in this current, as I'm talking right now, I have no idea what I'm specifically going towards next. I have the bigger picture in mind. What that entails in my day-to-day steps is just to stay happy with what I'm doing. Pour love into myself and my hobbies. Run on inspired action when I have it. Right now I haven't had any in a while. Also amped up my video editing. I took an advanced Premiere Pro course on Skillshare, learning how to apply them slowly. It's going to be practice and practice because I'm not passionate about video editing, unfortunately. So it does feel like work for me. It is something I want to do just because I want my stories and my video journaling, my all this out there, and the way to do that with nice aesthetics, because your girl has lots of Libra. I want to make it look pretty. I want my stories to look pretty. I want my videos to be more fun to watch while maintaining the same content, which is me, really. Whenever I found myself disappointed, I just embraced this Capricorn thinking of practicality, lots of patience towards that big picture. Sitting in that stubborn energy of it's already gonna happen. That sea goat energy of I'm going to make my dreams from this water energy, that, you know, that building of the inner world, you know, the inner world, and to turn it into physical reality. That's the sea goat. I feel like I embodied the sea goat, especially during moments of disappointment. As a fire sign, someone who's used to, embodying Capricorn energy for this period of this month was very helpful. Alongside with hibernation season, I also reflected on my inner circle, my current one, like presently stands, just to see who I hermit around or who I open myself up to. It's always good to reflections about that. Do I feel good around this person? Do I not talk as much around this person? Am I not myself or am I myself? Like, good to ask yourself this often around the people you surround yourself with. That is something I'm going to be putting into more consistent practice, but doing it for this month was also very helpful. To conclude, Saturn definitely brought this energy of delay but not deny. Something clicked when I heard that quote, correlating it with my inner world. Something I wanted for so long, even since I was young, was to understand myself. Every time I reacted big, every time I desired certain things, I always asked myself, why do I think this way? Why am I like this? Why do I, and I asked myself this for as long as I can remember. Hearing that quote only a few days before Capricorn season ended, it felt full circle. I love Saturn energy. I'm down for that sometimes. My connection, understanding, deepening within my 4th house has been heightened. I can confidently say I know myself and my inner world so much more. Why I do the things I do with that Capricorn inner guide. What a great month. If you're a Capricorn, relate to anything I've said, have any questions about Capricorn energy or anything I've done in this season, please feel free to leave them below. I would love to hear it. I would love to especially hear if you're a Capricorn. Like, if you embody any of these traits or you relate to them, please let me know. Aquarius season. First, take a look at my little cute nightlight. I love it so much. Honestly, this turned into an unexpected altar, but we're gonna go with it. Aquarius is my 5th house. 5th house is the house of expression, inner child connection, creativity, and goals. Significant illumination in this time was the Leo full moon. This highlighted my 11th house, showcasing spotlight in friendships, leaving a legacy and goals, how to incorporate Aquarius energy in the land of my 11th house. With Aquarius in 5th house, goals are strange and big. During this time, I felt I elevated my sense of free will. These are what I got into during this season. Creative endeavors that were loved on, my crochet blanket, scrapbooking. I've really enjoyed finding random magazines all over the city, cutting them up and randomly just putting things together of what I want. Like, the end of my scrapbook, I've been taking magic classes, the notes and stuff from them. Scrapbooking gives me so much reminder of my inner child. I did this when I was younger. I grabbed a random book, I grabbed glue, scissors, and cut up random shit I saw and just put them together. I find it helps with finding beauty in the mundane. I'm still reading Deception Point, Progress Report. I'm on page 258 and chapter 55. Intellectual endeavors invested in this season. Spanish. I love lingoda. It's so engaging. It's so helpful. I really feel it's doing something for me. Taken a shamanic course of Fuding Chen, been learning and open to comedic knowledge through Sacred Woman. Seems like even comparison of last year, I had to speak up for my inner child. I did the exact same thing this year in a new environment, in a new scenario and situation as well. It was one that I had full correlation with my childhood. I have a huge fear of leaving people behind or feeling like I am. The guilt, the shame of taking on my own path is a wound for me, since I have the craving to save people. It hurts to leave people behind, but I know I have to do it. I got to speak up for my inner child regarding that. I built a great relationship in discernment of trusting my gut, trusting my intuition. I will protect myself through what I feel with my discernment and intuition. I will not have jealous energies around me. If they can't handle me now, they will not be able to handle me later. My days started feeling more limitless. Felt I could accomplish way more without any urgent deadlines, set in place mainly by myself. Embodied this quote of, if performers can go on stage with daily hate comments, I can show up and show out on my stage regardless. During this season, I really got to uncover, give love, and heal my fear of energy vampires. That's another thing that held me back from being very expressive and truly feeling I can be who I am. In the past, I felt when I would shine in my light, when I had so much energy to give, when I was just so happy, so vibrant, a lot of people love that. They love that version of me. During my healing was take back all of that, because I started to become this person where I knew people liked me happy, me go-getter. Having to really figure out who I wanted to give that energy to. It never limited to the fact, like, if I wanted to give that energy to someone, it wasn't that I would just, that was it. Like, I would always give my energy. No, it's now I go by the day, I go by the connection. In the way that I don't desire it and I feel it's an energy vampire is I feel I'm giving so much into the connection. My energy is up. I'm constantly uplifting. I'm constantly deciding on plans, deciding on things to do. Like, I am in my heavy masculine energy all the time. I feel like people can take that. That's when I need to put a stop towards that. What's gonna limit my fear of energy vampires? Because I would only be fearful of that, right? But that's only what I allow to give. This has already been a process, but something to highlight, since it's an Aquarius fashion, is that I really grew my confidence by fending off people who were against my views, against what I was doing. For me, I knew I wasn't hurting anyone, and my intentions were never to hurt anyone. No matter what content I put out it out anyways. This is for the people who will get it. In the beginning, it came off more aggressive. I'm just like, I don't know why you guys are so against people who are doing nothing to you. I would get so offended, project so much, like standing up for myself in a way that I don't need to, defending myself against people who don't want to understand me. Now it's more like grew my confidence for fending off people that I feel I need to justify myself because I wasn't fully confident in that. My confidence alone in just how I shine it and how I shine in it, how I present it, that alone is gonna fend people off, and that's good enough for me at this point. Every morning I like to envision lots of things around me, lots of high energies of love and protection, guidance. It feels good to align yourself with the energies you don't see. There's almost a reassurance I feel now communicating with things like that. To simply say out loud, I feel protected. I am protected. I protect myself. My goals are more defined and empowered. I know what I bring to myself in this world. No one can stop me now. During a learning fire ritual at a magic class, something unexpected I released was I am releasing the obligation and pressure from saving people. I didn't even expect that was heavy on my heart, and it was. During the purge, I thought of each family member I felt that towards, each friend, each ex, and there was a lot that I felt I wanted to save. It translates into why I felt some pressure even up till that point. Help people break their bonds, find enlightenment. There was this pressure. I was just like, I know I can help people. I know I can inspire people. Just give me more time and I could do it. So much of that willpower that was in me, confidence that I can do it, and I still feel that way, but now I've taken on this approach, learning through tools of shamanism, that I will be approached with the things I know, with the things I've experienced, with my stories. I will allow receiving. I know I have the information. I still plan to give it the way that I do. I'm kind of pushing those one-on-ones anymore, or I'm not pushing spirituality, really. I can do my best to inspire by showcasing how it's helped me and how I continue to use it, how I continue to love on it. That's all I can really do though. No longer allowing the pattern of lack of emotions or lack of emotional intelligence within connections closely held to my heart. Almost felt like up until now, I've held the excuse that people will get there, people will open up, people want to know their emotions. I kind of settled for it in a connection. Exhausting being the only one emotionally in tuned and expressive in a connection. For all, we know when someone's feeling down right away. We know how to change the tone or lighten the tone. So exhausting being the only one in a connection to do that all the time. Be the one, oh, are you okay? To be the one to also know what to say, to know how to comfort. It's like doing all the work of emotions for other people. It's too much now for me. I didn't know I really want to resonate with people this way, but I do want to connect with emotions. I want to connect with the heart. I don't want to connect logically by just pure interests and pure commonalities. Like those are great for foundations, those are great for talking, of course, 100%. But now I'm at this point where I want to cry with someone and feel good about it. I want to feel so good running into someone's arms and being like, I had a really bad day. And it's not even particular to a romantic partner. Like, I want to be able to do that with friends. It's been so long since I've cried in the arms of friends who I felt safe around, emotionally safe around. My heart really yearns for a field of creatives. That's where I know I resonate the most currently. We are heart-led. We are okay with doing things with no specific outcome of why we're doing it. We just like to color. We just like to create. Nothing makes sense of what we're creating, but we're creating. I want to be around that. High Priestess from the tarot heavily associates with Aquarius energy. Helps remind me to keep emotions at bay when it comes to situations and connections, to be able to see it from a higher perspective. It's not in a way that I was learning how to turn my emotions off. It could be a shadow of Aquarius where the detachment can go full out detachment. Like the detachment is meant to be that you're not heavily emotionally involved in someone's process, in someone's life. You're able to help them from a distance. If you've ever been helped by an Aquarius, it feels exciting and loving because they're really excited to help. At the same time, you can feel that they wouldn't be the person where you'd get emotional validation from compared to a Leo. I learned to try to carry the approach of trying to be involved in the mix of what someone's saying to me, but not be emotionally involved like how honestly I used to be. Before, when someone used to tell me about their problems, I'd get so involved, want to help them so bad. I'd want to fix it. I'd want to help them see the silver lining. I'd want them to overcome it. Now I'm at an approach where I have the answers for you. I will give you some advice if you would like it. We'll have the talks with you to try to clear it out. Though I'm no longer in that position or desire to be, I'll heavily be involved. My favorite pointer of the Aquarius notes are the end, the visionary change with an open mind and compassionate heart. That was the essence of Aquarius I wanted to embody. My 5th house feels very loved on. Expression feels more open. I feel more comfy embodying my vision and sharing it. My goals and legacy were defined during this time. What I desire in a friend group. The more I got to evaluate the energies I do want around me going forward. To my Aquarius babies, if you relate to any of these pointers of what I wrote for Aquarius notes, let me know. Or if you have any other pointers that you relate to, let me know. I would love to study. I'd love to learn more. Please let me know more about your sign. Let me know your birthday. Let me know your birth chart. Let's see how much Aquarius is in you. Let's hear about it. Pisces! What a Pisces energy that just took fucking over. I am so proud of myself. My last year winter video, I present myself how everything is just, I feel the evolution. Lately, I've been working on defeating this imposter syndrome. I'm ready. I'm ready to be on my TV. I'm ready to be on stage. I'm ready to perform. All of this has been a huge, nice buildup over this winter period. I have been working on my inner world. I've been stabilizing my ice structure for any Norse baddie, learning about myself all over again. And why not? You know, it's so fun when you look at yourself as an experiment of life. It makes each day fun. What is this day gonna bring me? What is this gift? How is this gonna add to me? Living. Pisces is in my 6th house. 6th house embodies the daily life, routine, self-improvement, health, and wealth. Significant illuminations during this time was the Virgo snow moon. This gave a highlight to my 12th house. Solitude, sensitivity, spirituality. There was a lot of spiritual energy happening within this month, heavy. Alongside with Pisces being in the 6th house, our emotions are tied with work. This actually makes a lot of sense for me. My little note of Pisces energy for this month and how it correlates with the 6th house for me. Meaningful action through relationship with self. These are the embodiments of the Pisces energy. I really liked what I wrote here. So if you're a Pisces, let me know your thoughts. Highlight y'all in this regard. During this month, I got to practice emotional alchemy so much, and not being like, okay, this is the time to do emotional alchemy. No, there had been a moment where I was really almost projected something onto this person. Instead, I gave myself some space and I really found the root of where it's from. Instead, I wrote a song. I wrote a song about the memory that was triggering me. I wrote a line about how I was projecting, honestly, about to project on this person. Ultimately, the song was about that core memory of the pain. It felt so amazing after. I felt so proud of myself. I did what those songwriters do, like crying and writing a song. Like, that's so beautiful. Like, every time I wrote a song before, this is the time to write a song. Like, I planned for it. This time, it just felt so magical. Seeing myself create from that space, oh, I want to do it again. I'm gonna cry anyways. I already know I'm gonna cry a lot, so I can't even be like, oh, next time I cry. I'm gonna cry like tomorrow, tonight, who knows. I released ego functioning of task after task. I've become more aware of that gratifying feeling of just completing something over and over again. That satisfaction, yes, I did something. That's a toxic masculine wound. Not feeling enough unless there's productivity, completion, doing, moving. You don't need no more of that, okay? My days now flow with how I feel in the moment. There's no time limits, no urgency, no pressure. I'm aligning to my energies and intentions a lot more. There is nothing part of my routine that I don't want to do or I don't like doing. I really enjoy every moment of my routine. I love my days. I reflected heavily on the question, who am I without results? Maybe something we should all ask ourselves. I wrote a significant body purging moment, and it really just means I was sick. But that's my way of saying it, okay? Body purging moment. during this time, I released a huge emotional blockage when it came to control and expectations. I washed a lot of my past away with love during this moment of sickness. I really got to learn what it means to be in a connection now while setting the standard for what I do and don't want, while holding nuance for the other person. It's almost like every person I meet, I'm meeting just, what is this day gonna bring? Not, oh, this is gonna be my friend, oh, this is gonna be my boyfriend, oh, this is gonna be this is gonna be that. There's no more of that. We'll see what we present to each other each day, and each day we could choose to grow the bond or just keep it where it is. And that's just that. If it comes that, you know, maybe I want to invest in a connection and then it didn't turn out the best, then I learn. There's no fear that I have within connections of any kind anymore. I had a huge epiphany that when I hold myself back in love, so when I feel I can't express myself as much as I want because I know I'm a lover girl. She a lover girl. I've had many partners where they didn't know how to receive it. Almost felt like I was always overgiving. It almost felt like recently it was kind of happening again. I was holding myself back on expressing how I truly wanted, only because I felt like it wasn't going to be reciprocal or even met at all or acknowledged. So I held back a lot, and during that moment, all my creations kind of took a pause. It's actually really interesting to observe of myself. In the one area I was holding myself back overall. I wanted emotional validation just from the one person, when really I just needed to flow. I am safe to feel. I created a balanced internal space to really allow feelings. Discernment is my security at the door, but my heart is the guide. I almost felt like I went through another spiritual initiation after I released Twitter. I gave away my account, sold my account. My account is gone. It felt so big for me, and what replaced that energy was a huge introduction towards the Egyptian pantheon, which is something I am currently studying. I felt a huge initiation towards my lineage and a lot of the darker goddesses. I really enjoy the energies of Hecate, Lilith. Though they are not presently working with me, I have other gods and goddesses I'm currently working with. To end off the Pisces season, I really held my boundaries while maintaining relationships. I'm no longer burning bridges as I leave. It's something I'm really used to doing, especially in my past, when I felt like I was hurt enough, I didn't even give anyone a chance, including myself. I would just be like, okay, we're done. On to the next friend group, on to the next group of people who won't hurt me. She grew. She went through a spiritual elevation during this time. Kundalini, everything twisting all the time. If you can tell, I now have an altar going on. Just accepting this whole deep spirituality part of me now. I don't even care how it looks to other people. I really used to hold back heavy on my beliefs, on my interests. A lot of people in my past probably have no idea who I am because I held everything of this back. Every which way that I'm expressing myself right now is me. I never felt comfy to do this in front of anyone before. Now that I've found that comfiness, that confidence within myself, it feels so good to express it to anyone who's down. Be yourself to the fullest, people will align to you. I've spent too many years in crowds just trying to fit in, knowing I wasn't meant to fit in. Through my trauma, it almost felt like I had to have people around me. I needed that codependence, even though at the end of the day I still was meant to strive on my own. I hope that my YouTube kind of serves as a nice guide for whoever is going through any type of transformation, but especially spiritual, because you will always go through a phase where no one around you will understand you. You will have to find your own people. The only way to do that is to go through your own isolation. I see you. I understand that little phase, and I really want to emphasize it will be a little phase compared to how long your life is. My little phase, it almost felt like I struggled for the last 5 years, like really did. When it comes to transformation specifically, I have been going in an intense transformation since January 2021. That's when everything officially started for me. Thank you so much, so much for watching this astrology video. If you're really interested in astrology, please leave any kind of astro things down. Questions, comments, anything. Leave your big three, anything. I would love to associate with you, comment back, and just have a nice conversation going, because I think astrology is so fun and vast, and a really fun way to learn is through our own storytelling, our own viewpoints of how we see the signs, the astrology in itself. You know, it's always good to learn how we experience stuff, and you don't always have to take how different points of views are, but I'm really open to just seeing your experience with astrology. If you are any of these specific signs throughout the winter, please let me know if it's in your chart. I felt I learned a lot about these 3 signs specifically during this winter season heavily. I felt I embodied it during that time, and again, pattern graphing heightened. I would like to know more. Thank you for watching this video. Leave any kind of stars emojis at the bottom if you finished it. It would really make me happy to know you pay attention. Straight legal fashion. Thank you for telling me you pay attention to me. Also subscribe if you have watched this far, because that's kind of cool, right? To be subscribed to me, to watch me again, right? Right? Anyways, thank you so much, winter. Time to get out of hibernation.